Good morning. Welcome to the One Dharma Center Sunday service. This winter has been unusual. Over the past few days, we've experienced spring-like weather with rain and warm temperatures. However, starting today, it seems winter has made a return. Probably you'll need to bundle up yourself again. Much like the unpredictable weather, the sensory conditions surrounding us sometimes pose unexpected challenges. We gather here to learn how to mindfully and skillfully respond to those changing environment by cultivating the unchanging element that we all share. Do you know what that is? Our true nature, yes. Currently, we are hosting a silent meditation retreat with 20 people. So along with our local community members, we'll practice sitting and sutra chanting meditation. Today, we are lucky to have Q&A session with our teacher, Venerable Juksanim. We asked our retreat participants to submit their questions, and we also welcome questions from our live audience. Now please join me in bowing practice in standing posture. With your relaxed mind and hearts and shoulders, upper chest, lower back, and palms together, let us face toward one circle image, 일원상, the Dharmakaya Buddha fourfold grace. Today we'll practice standing bowing together. With gratitude, we bow to the grace of heaven and earth, honoring the infinite source of marvelous existence. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of parents, ancestors, and everyone who has given me life and nurtured me. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of fellow beings, embracing the truth of interconnectedness. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of laws, which guides us to develop justice and freedom through Dharma and universal principles. Now, with our smile, let us greet one another. So turn to your neighbor. You may
Be seated.
Feel free to wiggle your body. Adjust your sitting body on your mat or in your chair. Today, with the method of sitting meditation guided by Catherine, we'll enter into Samadhi, deep meditation.
The method of sitting meditation is simple and easy. Sit comfortably on the floor or in a chair. Breathe in, grab all your tension, and breathe it out. Open up your chest and heart. Stretch up tall and align your spine from your neck to your tailbone. Relax your shoulders and arms, then allow your hands to rest on your knees. Bring your attention to your breath. As you exhale, release all mental and physical tension. Invite your attention to abide in your chi energy field, which is called Danjan. This is located about 2 inches below your navel and is the power center for your breathing. Open your eyes and gaze downward over the end of your nose and to the floor. Keep your mouth closed and allow the tip of your tongue to rest gently against the roof of your mouth. When your mind is concentrated and calm, pure and clear saliva may gather in the mouth. You may swallow it. Relax your facial muscles and notice your gentle smile. If your face or body begins to itch, do not scratch. This is just a sign of the energy circulating in your body. Simply note the itching and let it pass. If your legs ache unbearably, you may change position very slowly and quietly so that you maintain a calm stillness and do not interrupt others. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not be discouraged or disturbed by them. Simply focus on your breathing without reacting to or playing with those thoughts. Recognize them as thoughts. They will disappear by themselves. And remember, keep bringing your awareness back to your Danjan breathing center. If you continue practicing meditation for a long period of time, you will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation, in which the mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused, and at peace, with no distinction between self and others, time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, aware of our ever calm and alert spirit.
When it comes to meditation, there are many forms. Now, please join us in Sutra Chanting Meditation, page 4. Page 4. 이론 상va. Iron is the realm of samadhi, beyond words and speech, the gateway, earth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven, earth, parent, fellow beings, lost all true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened master, enlightened people and sentient beings. One manifests as both permanence and impermanence, fused as permanent. One unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is fused as impermanence. One unfolds into infinite world through the cycle, formation, duration, decay, extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. Four forms of earth we transform through the 6 forms of existence, progressing or regress, with grace arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore, unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly. Sangdo Dharma Kaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies, deeply knowing human affairs and universe principles thoroughly, using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than until we attain the great empowerment of one and become one with the nature of one. Heart Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, when deeply practiced, Prajnaparamita, realized that 5 aggregates are empty and came free from all suffering and distress. So Shariputra does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. The same is true. Sensations, perceptions, impulses, consciousness. So Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. They do not appear, disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease in emptiness. Form, no sensations, no perceptions, impulses, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. Form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind. From all by ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind, consciousness, ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance. Old days and death, no extinction of them, no suffering. Cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no past, no wisdom, no attainment, nothing to attain the Bodhisattva. Prajnaparamita, therefore the mind has no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist, free from delusion. One dwells in nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely on Prajnaparamita and attain supreme enlightenment. Prajnaparamita is the great mantra, is the great enlightening mantra. Unsurpassed and unequaled mantra, which is able to eliminate all suffering. This is true, not false, so proclaimed. Prajnaparamita mantra, which says gone, gone, gone beyond, far beyond. Now awaken, gate, gate, paragat, parasamgate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, paragat, parasamgate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. Now you may wiggle your fingers, your hands. Feel free to clasp your fingers, massage your hands. Bring your palms up high and stretch yourself fully upward. Wiggle your body side to side. And release your hands down. The theme of this retreat is exploring the 4 paths of mindfulness practice. And those 4 paths are faith, zeal, questioning, and dedication. So our retreat participants submitted their questions earlier regarding those 4 elements. So while you're listening to Q&A session, especially from our local community people, if you have something that comes up in your mind, you have chance to ask question to Juksanim. So when I said we are lucky to have Juksanim, I really meant that, because 2 weeks from now, some folks, Korean folks from like Orange County in California, from Chicago, they will be here to listen to his talk in person. So how lucky we are to have our teacher, wise teacher, with us all the time. So please join your palms together. Let us listen to his teaching.
Good morning, everyone.
We received the
연초를 맞이해서
at this new year, at the beginning of this new fresh year.
신분 의성으로 이렇게 훈련을 하게 되는 건 참 의미가 깊다.
It's very meaningful with the theme of 4 articles to progress, or 4 pillars of mindfulness, which is faith, zeal, questioning mind, and dedication.
신분 의성은 만사 성공의 원동력이라고.
According to our scripture, it tells 4 articles to progress is motivating force or motive power to accomplish anything.
진리를 깨치려고 하는 사람은 이 신분 의성이었으면 절대 깨달을 수 없다.
especially for practitioners who search for greater enlightenment. Without these four pillars of mindfulness, they cannot attain Buddhahood.
사업에 성공하려는 사람도 이 신분 의성이 있지 않으면 성공할 수 없다.
If you would like to accompany, would like to successful in your business without these four kinds of mindfulness, you cannot make it.
공부하는 학생도 신분 의성이 있어야만 성공할 수 있다.
Even for students who study hard, in order to make it, they need these four kinds of pillars.
그래서 소태산 대종사께서는 사막 공부를 하는 데서 신분 의성은 동력, 추진력이라고 말씀해 주셨습니다.
So Sotasan said, what is the motive power to propel our practice? When we carry out the threefold practice, then the motivating power is these four articles to progress.
시인이라 하면 믿음을 이름이니 만사 성공의 그 마음을 결정하는 원동력이라.
Faith is the belief which settles our mind in order to accomplish anything.
분이라 하는 것은 용장한 전진심을 이름이 만사를 성공하라 할 때 건면하고 촉진하는 원동력이 된다.
I hope I can remember. Zeal or passion is a propelling power to move forward that encourages us, motivates us to accomplish anything.
의라함은 일과 이치에 모르는 것을 발견하여 알고자 함이니 이것은 만사를 이루려 할 때 알아내는 원동력이라고.
Questioning mind is
일과 이치.
다시 한번 말씀해 주시기.
일과 이치에 모르는 것을 발견하여 알아내는.
It is motive power to get some wisdom in the universal principles and human affairs. It is the power to get the knowledge to accomplish anything.
만사를 성공하려 할 때 알아내는 원동력이라고. 알아내는 길을 아는.
It enables us to get the wisdom or knowledge how to make it successful.
성이라고 하는 것은
What is that?
간단 없는 마음을 이름이.
It's an unremitting state of mind, ceaselessness of the state of mind.
만사를 이루려 할 때 그 목적을 달하게 하는 원동력이라.
In order to accomplish some object, dedication is the motivating force.
이 무슨 일을 할 때나 이 신분어성은 필요하다고.
So think about these definitions of these four articles of process. In whatever area we would like to accomplish it, we need these four kind of motivating.
새해를 맞이해서 1년 계획을 세웠는데 이 계획을 성공하려면 신분 의성이 필요하다.
Think about each and every of us have our own New Year's resolution. In order to carry that out, in order to put that into action, without these four articles of process, then how can we accomplish them?
신이라고 하는 정신의 축을 잡아준다.
Especially faith is the centering power who settle our mind.
분이라고 하는 것은 활동, 육신의 그 행동의 동력이 된다.
Especially zeal or passion is a motivating force to make us move force, moving power to motivate us.
의라고 하는 그 길을 가는 데 있어서 그 길을 정확히 아는 거라고요.
The questioning mind enables to know the exact path. What could be the best way to accomplish it?
성이라고 하는 것은 그것을 가지고 끊임없이 쉬지 않고 나아가는 것을 이름이라.
Without pause. Dedication means without pause until we finally accomplish that. That's the unremitting state of mind, which is the motivating.
근데 신분의성을 추진하는 데서 중요한 한 가지가 더 있다.
So, in these four articles to process, there is one another thing we need to recall.
그것이 무엇이냐고 한번 물어보시죠.
What we need to contemplate in order to carry out something with these four kinds of articles to progress. Anybody?
그 중요한 것은 신분의성을 추진하는 데 방향성이라고. 방향성.
We need to propelling power, motivating force. But what is the direction? That's the fundamental or primary thing. What is the direction of our practice as well as our life?
그래서 수행자에게 있어서는 서원과 원력이라고 표현한다고.
Direction can be related to our life goal or our vow or aspiration.
다른 일을 하는 사람은 목적성이다. 목적.
So in the secular terms, it's our some objective or life goal. What could be what we would like to accomplish in what area?
우리가 걸어가고 활동하고 여행을 가고 모든 걸 할 때에는 반드시 목적성 방향이 있다.
So when we walk, when we move our body, when we travel, we need some destination where we are going. So it's consciously, unconsciously, it's embedded in our mind, the direction of our actions.
우리 삶에 있어서 이 방향성은 대단히 중요하다.
Especially when we live our life, what could be our life goal is very critical.
종교는 다른 것이 아니라.
Think about religion or faith related with our actual life.
삶의 방향성을 정확히 가르쳐 주는 거라고.
Religious practice tells of the direction of our life very precisely.
금년 1년 살면서 이것을 깊이 이 마음에 새겼으면 좋겠다고.
So for this new year, for this 12 during this 12 month, I sincerely encourage you keep this in mind. What is the direction of our practice as well as our life, based on 4 articles to progress.
그다음 질문 한번 더.
So we received many questions, so we cannot cover all of them. So according to the sequence that the Reverend Ginger gave me, he will answer. Can you elaborate the pillar of dedication, one of the articles to progress, through the lens of sincerity? The way it was explained today, while very reasonable, sounded a lot like what one could achieve with the zeal. And also, does the zeal also have the feeling like anger? It may be related with my talk. 그 정성이라고 하는 게 dedication이라고 하고 sincerity로 번역이 되거든요. 근데 이제 제가 분이라고 할 때 이게 글자 그대로 한자어로는 그 화인 거잖아요. 그러니까 분이 있으면은 저절로 성이 이루어지는데 그 관계가 어떻고, 그리고 항상 그 강한 열정이 분, 그런 앵거, 거기에서만 일어나는가. 아주 불어도 안
그 원문에는 그 성실과 정성은 어떻게 다른가 그렇게 표현을 해놨다고 해석을.
예.
성실과 정성은 그 뜻이 비슷하다고.
It's a little, it's involved with the translation work. Sincerity or dedication, it has some common ground, although it's a different world.
동양적인 해석으로 본다면은 성실이라고 하는 것은 그 일에 열중해 가고 열심히 하는 사람을 우리는 성실하다고 한다.
Sincere from the Eastern perspective, one devoted themselves, one surrendered themselves to some object. One works very hard for that. It may be related with the sincerity.
정성이라고 하는 것은 아까 그 열심히 하기도 하지만 이어져서 쭉 끊이지 않고 계속해 나가라는 거라고.
So sincerity can be related with the dedication. song or dedication has some meaning of the sincerity, but additionally, it has the idea of being continuous. To accomplish something without the stopping, we continue to do that. Unremitting state of mind is its definition.
그 중용이라는 그 사서 중에 하나인 중용에는
Yeah.
성자, 이 천지는 성 그 자체라고. 성자 천지도야라고.
According to the mean, one of the most important Chinese classic, this nature, this universe is the manifestation of dedication. It is the way of dedication.
우리 보통 사람은 정성하려고 노력하는 사람이라고.
So practitioners are the persons who make an effort to model after that and put that into practice. That
그런데 공부를 열심히 하고
dedication.
성위에 오르면 성자가 될 것 같으면 천지와 맞통한다고.
So if our practice becomes very mature, if we finally enter into sainthood, then we become unified with the dedication of the universe.
이 천지는 성에 의해서 움직여 간다고.
Think about the operation, the working of this nature of the universe. It's operating on the basic principle of dedication or being dedicated.
봄이 가면 여름이 오고 여름이 가면 가을이 오고 가을이 가면 겨울이 오고 또 봄이 오고 그러고 계속 돌고 돈다고.
How much it keeps its promise or dedication. Think about the change of 4 seasons from spring, summer, autumn, and winter. In this circular way.
해가 졌다가 떴다가 해가 졌다가 밤이 되고 낮이 되고 밤이 되고 낮이 되고 계속 순환한다.
The sunset, but eventually it will come out. Change of day and night is also the manifestation of the nature's dedication.
천지 모든 활력이 거기서 나온다고.
Everything is based on that dedicated way, and the energy or the motive power that's behind the moving of this nature comes from dedicated way.
사람이 살아있다고 하는 것은 생명이라고 하는 것은 성에 의해서 생명이 유지되어 가는 거라고.
Think about how do you define life? What is our living? Without the dedication, we cannot think about the human life.
계속 내쉬고 들이쉬고 내쉬고 들이쉬고 내쉬고 이 끊어지면 죽는다.
For example, being dedicated inhalation and exhalation. Our thoughts arising and ceasing.
심장의 박동은
Think
계속
about the pump.
툭툭툭툭 계속 뛴다.
Yeah. The movement of our heartbeat.
몸을 움직이는 오장 모든 것이 끊임없이 그렇게 이어서 활동해 가기 때문에 생명을 유지한다고.
So what is life? The movement, the very dedicated way of movement when you think about all our internal organs.
정성이라는 그 대단히 중요하라고.
That's why we should model after the dedicated way of the universal truth.
여기 분발이라고 이제 분이라고 하는 것은 일상에서 분발이란 이 마음을 일으키는 마음보다도 더 강한 썩는 분자를 쓰셨다고.
So when we say zeal or passion, it is not just a motivated power. It is a propelling force to move us forward.
거기에는 분발하되 더 강한 뜻이 들어있다.
It's more than encouragement.
어떤 사람이 캄캄함에 깊은 수렁에 빠졌다고.
Think about that. When you walk in the darkness, you happen to fall in a deep pit.
여기서 어떻게든 벗어나야 돼.
So what are you thinking? Your only thought is how can we come out of this deep hole? That's the only thought.
살아남기 위해서 축 살자 해가지고 그것을 벗어나는 것을 이 성낼 분자로 표현한다.
So in order just to survive, how to get out of that deep, with that kind of a desperate can be related with a positive anger, the original meaning of zeal.
사버는 사람도 어떤 때는 사활을 걸 때가 있다.
Many businessmen, in order to make it successful, they really do their best. They work to the risk of for the risk of their life.
세상이 발달하고 과학이 발달하는데 수없는 과학자들이 밤낮을 가리지 않고 깊이 연구하기 때문에 조금씩 발달해 간다고.
Think about all these scientific or technological advancement in this contemporary society. Many scientists great passion or zeal. Without their research, without their effort, how could we harvest the benefit of the scientific
이 분이라는
civilization?
것은 그런 뜻이 있다.
예, 그 다음 거 해야 되겠네. Despite my determination, my mind always wanders for most of my sitting meditation. I've tried things such as counting breath, but do you have any other guidance or how to better anchor a wandering mind? 우리 이제 보통 이제 친저교마하고 지영교할 때 호흡에 마음을 두라, 단전에 두라고 해요. 그런데도 마음은 계속 왔다 갔다 그리고 그러니까 하나 둘 카운팅하는 방법을 쓰는데 그것도 뭐 별로 신통치 않은데 다른 방법이 있냐?
그러기 전에 자선할 때 큰 두 가지 과정이 있다.
There, when we practice sitting meditation, there are two biggest obstacles.
그 무엇이냐고 물어보시오.
So, what could be the biggest hindrance to you?
저 뭐라고 보시오.
Thoughts, yeah. 생각, 이런저런 생각.
생각 그래.
예.
생각하고 또요.
그리고 이래 육체적인 고통.
고통.
불편함, 예.
그래.
그리고 이 자선이 잘 되겠다는 그런 기대감. 이제 그런. 그리고 졸리는 거.
아, 네. 네. 맞습니다.
Alright, correct.
자선할 때 두 가지. 하나는 혼침, 졸리는 거.
Especially drowsiness or sleepiness are the biggest obstacle to all.
하나는 생각이 막 왔다 갔다.
The other is drifting, wandering thoughts. Basically, these two are the biggest obstacle to all practitioners.
어떤 사람은 생각이 많이 일어나고
For some practitioners, thoughts are bigger obstacles.
어떤 사람은
For
졸리는
some practitioners, sleeping is the obstacle they need to overcome first.
그것은 상당히 그 몸 체질하고
It depends on your
같이 영향이 있다.
physical constitution.
그런데 선할 때 부처님 당시에도 이 호흡에 이렇게 집중하자고 권하기는 했다고.
During the Buddha's time, Shakyamuni Buddha also recommended his followers to work with their breath.
그것이 하나의 대치 공부 방편은 된다고.
It's a very good expedient method, a very good way to replace our busy mind into a finger.
오래 할 것은 아니라고.
But it should not be continuous. Yeah. It's just expedient means in the beginning stage.
오래 하다 보면 앉자마자 계속 호흡을 세고 있다고.
So as you become very mature, some practitioners watch and even count their breath.
우리가 자선하는 것은 일심을 모아서 본지 성품을 깨닫자는 것이다. 성품으로
Think
들어가자.
about why do we meditate? First of all, we need to concentrate the mind and then transform our mind into one-pointedness and eventually reveal our original true nature. That's the direction of
나는
meditation.
그 선할 때 수식관을 그렇게 권하지는 않는다.
So personally, he does not recommend counting the number, even for beginning practitioner.
생각이 일어날 때 어떻게 해야 되냐고 물어봐요.
So how can we cope with lots of thoughts that arise and cease constantly? So what's your method?
좋은 방법이 있으면 한번.
Is there any special secret method to you? That's not revealed so far. Gil, how do you deal with the cope with the wonder?
캐시.
Kathy, how do you deal with busy mind. 이래 해가 바라보고 지나가게 하고 이제 좀 저기 익숙하니까. 예. 그러니까 진리적으로 보면은 이래 바라보는 사람도 없는 거잖아요. 바라보는 게 이제 그거를 관하는 방법도 있다고.
그러면 그렇게 할 수만 있다면 제일 좋은 방법이라고.
그래서 so just as Steve said, if you are mature enough, just watch. That's
그렇게 안 되어서 문제지.
also very ideal. But there are lots of techniques depending on the style or the level of the meditator.
그냥 대종사님께는 생각이 일어나면 생각이 일어난다고 볼 줄 알아야 된다.
So the most important thing which our founding master recommended is when some thoughts, wandering thoughts arise, you need to recognize those thoughts first of all.
그리고
you need to watch that.
그 생각은 없어져 버린다.
If you clearly watch that thought lose its power, its root, and it will vanish on its own.
근데 그 다음에가 중요하다고.
But the next stage is important.
빨리 마음을 주하는 곳에 빨리 주어야 된다고.
When the wandering thoughts disappears, immediately you need to watch your breath again.
주하는 마음이 흐트러지면 생각이 일어나게 된다고.
If your awareness of your breath, especially on danjan, is drifting, then thoughts come to arise.
그래서 단전에 주하는 곳에 딱 마음을 집중시켜야 된다.
So in the beginning stage, you need to concentrate your mind on the sensation of your breath, especially the danjan rising and falling of your lower abdomen.
학생이 공부하는 것과 똑같다고.
It's just like students studying some subject.
집중하는 것이 공부의 핵심이라고. 집중하는 것.
The essence is concentration.
그것을 다른 말로는 일심에 집중할 줄 알아야 된다.
It's called the one-pointedness of mind.
그래서 마음이 흘러가면 끊임없이 집중을 해야 된다.
So when your mind drifts around, you can come back. It's the way of concentration.
그러면 어느 순간에 그 집중하는 마음이 쭉 일관이 된다고.
Then as your awareness becomes very mature, your awareness of that sensation of your breath goes deeper and very continuous.
그러다 보면 어느 순간은 그 집중하는 마음도 없어진다고.
Then, after some stage, the concentrating mind also start to dissolve itself.
그리고 초보자에게 있어서는 이렇게 그래서 오래 앉아 있는 것이 상당히 도움이 된다.
So in order to reach that stage, so a little longer sitting is really recommended. Yeah.
그래서 단전에 집중하는 힘을 기르라고.
In order to enhance the power of concentration, especially on our lower abdomen, on the physical
그런
sensation.
자연적으로 생각이 줄어든다.
Then if that concentrating power start to increase, then your wandering thoughts will greatly diminished.
여기서 자선하는데 우리가 주의해야 할 것이 있다고.
But there is one thing we need to note.
식사 조절을 잘 해야 된다.
Especially diet. Controlling our diet, we should be very mindful about that.
식사를 과하게 하면 졸리게 된다.
Especially some people overeat themselves beyond the nutrient that the body requires, then we tend to become
평소에
drowsy.
감정 조절을 잘해야 된다.
And especially in our daily life, we need to control our feelings and emotions, not to make it fluctuating all the time.
감정 조절을 잘못하고 다른 사람하고 부딪히게 되면 반드시 자선할 때 그 생각부터 난다.
For example, you do not get along with somebody because you could not control your emotion, like you just vented anger. Then, when you are seated, that thought arises, that person or that incident.
몸의 흐름 조절을 잘 해야 된다는 거.
Especially be aware of the condition of your body, your bodily situation.
몸을 과하게 힘쓰거나 과하게 노동을 하게 되면 반드시 자선할 때 영향이 미친다.
Before meditation, do not overwork yourself mentally or physically.
그래서 그 흐름을 유지하는 것이 중요하다.
So think about the rhythm, your daily rhythm, how you conduct your daily activities. That's very important foundation of sitting meditation.
아침에 좌선을 잘하기 위해서는 저녁에 마음을 한번 챙기고 잠을 자는 것이 굉장히 중요하다.
For example, in order to make your morning meditation very successful, what you do, how you take care of your mind before you retire to bed is important.
네. 이 똑같은
Yeah.
Don, do you still have your follow-up question? Or you're good?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it not appropriate to look at some of the dharmas of daily practice, for example, and ask and concentrate, take the mind, take some control of the mind, and concentrate on trying to find the true nature through identifying disturbances or delusions or wrongdoings? I mean, I find that to be a helpful way of concentrating, using concentration.
Yeah. I also use that method a lot. Yeah. 이제 자기는 호흡에 집중하지만은 생각이 많을 경우 예를 들어 일상수행 요법이라든지 그 법에 한번 이렇게 하게 되면은 심지어는 올라가 그게 뭐 권장하는 방법은 아니는 자기한테는 이제 도움되는데 그게 맞냐고.
자기의
법문을 리플렉트하는
도움이 되면 그걸 활용해도 괜찮다.
If some dharma verses helps to calm down your mind, yeah, you can actively utilize that.
그러나 늘 상용할 법은 아니라.
But it is not something practitioners constantly use. That our primary home base is still our breath.
수행을 하는 데 있어서 가장 중요한 부분이 있다고.
But there's a very important factor I would like to emphasize.
정확한 그 원리를 알고 수행을 하는 것이 중요하다.
In order to carry out our some practice, whether it's a meditation, chanting, knowing its underlying principle is very important.
자선을 할 때는 자선을 왜 하는가 정확한 원리를 알고 자선을 해야 됩니다.
Especially, why do we meditate? That kind of a principle or motivation really helps us to go very deep in meditation.
그래서 대종산계 밝히신 정전에 보면 반드시 앞에 강령과 원리를 밝히고 방법을 말씀해 주셨다.
So when you read one Buddhism scripture, when our founding master describes some method, whether it's just sitting meditation, chanting, or working with the koan, the first paragraph is explanation of the principle. And then the second paragraph elaborate the method. Always in that sequence.
그 명상을 할 때도 마찬가지라고.
It's the same when you practice sitting meditation.
내가 왜 명상을 하고 이 명상을 통해서 내가 어떤 것을 얻으려고
Why
하는
do I
것을 명확히 해야
meditate?
됩니다.
What am I supposed to attain through this practice? That kind of direction or motivation is important.
근데 그런 것이 없이 그냥 하다 보면 그냥 세월만 갈 수가 있다.
Without that motivation, not only you may have a lot of wandering thoughts, you just spend the time idly on the sitting cushion.
그것이.
When we watch our thoughts during meditation, that's a dualistic. Can you please share how this can eventually lead to non-dual loss of ego? I may be thinking about this wrong, but I'm struggling with how beginner's meditation seems very dualistic when enlightenment is non-dualistic or empty. 좌선할 때 이제 생각이 일어나는데 또 바라보는 마음하고 생각이 이원성이 있잖아요. 그죠?
예.
그러니까 이게 일원성, 진성으로 나가는 좋은 방법인가? 이게 자기가 틀릴 수는 있지만은 이제 그 불이문, 공돌이를 아는데 이게 초보자한테도 별로 유용한 방법은 아닌 것 같은데 이 방법이 많이 이제
전부 다 처음에는 다 이원성으로 들어간다고.
In order to delve into duality of the ultimate reality, usually it starts with a dualistic method.
땅으로 넘어진다는 땅을 짚고 일어난다고.
Think about when you fall down on the ground, using that ground, then you can get up.
우리가 사는 세상은 전부 다 이원성이라고.
Think about all the things in nature. It's the dualistic phenomenon itself.
진리는 이원성과 일원성이 같이 함께 움직여간다고.
The truth, we casually say non-dualistic. It is beyond the non-dual and the dual thing.
부처님과 대종사님께서는 진리의 핵심을 불생불멸과 인과봉의 이치로 말씀해 주셨습니다.
So, our founding master put the ultimate reality, not using the lens of a duality or non-duality, the truth of a neither arising and nor ceasing, and the karmic principle of a cause and effect. He used the different category.
불생불멸은 일원성 원리라고.
So, the truth of neither arising nor ceasing, the truth of the eternal life is related with non-duality.
인과봉의 이치는 이원성 원리라고.
The karmic principle of cause and effect is related or based on dualistic phenomena.
우리가 살아가는 세계는 인과봉 원리 속에서 살아간다고.
We are living on what principle? We are living on the principle of cause and effect.
우리가 생각,
Think about our thoughts
말,
or words
행동
or our actions.
전부 다 이원성의 논리라고.
It's based on the dualistic phenomena.
중생은 이원성 속에서 살아간다고.
Especially all the unawakened beings are born and live in the world of duality.
그렇기 때문에 이원성을 통해서 일원성의 세계로 들어간다고.
Through, based on this foundation of a dualistic world, our mind should enter the world of non-dual or enlightenment.
이원성에서 일원성을 알고 나서는 이 이원성이 이원성이 아니라고.
If you truly realize and unified with a non-dual reality, then when you look back, all those phenomena which appears to be very dualistic is not dualistic at all. Everything is the manifestation of oneness.
그래서 처음에는 집중을 하는 거라고.
That's why when we meditate, it starts with the concentration, even though it presupposes the duality of concentrating mind and the concentrated object.
그러나 처음에는 이원성으로 집중하는데 집중을 계속 하다 보면 그 이원성에도 집중처가 내가 되어버린다고.
So if you continue to concentrate, then concentrated mind dissolve itself.
그것이 진리로 들어가는 문이라고.
That is the gateway of attaining universal truth, not the universal truth itself.
진리대로 들어가는 한 가지 문이 있다고.
There is one great way to enter universal truth.
그것이 일심이라고.
That's one pointedness of our mind.
일심이 되지 않으면 일원성으로 들어가기 어렵다.
Without one pointed mind, we can never realize or perceive the truth of oneness.
그렇기 때문에 반드시 초보자는 이원성으로 갖게 된다.
So especially for the beginner, it starts with the dualistic method in order to realize the universal truth of
그러나
oneness.
이 이원성이라고는 일원성을 들어가기 위한 하나의 과정이고
It's a process, a great expedient means the
중요한 것은
dualistic
우리가
method.
그 일원성을 깨닫는 것이 중요하다고.
The point is realizing that truth of oneness.
일원성을 깨닫고 보면은 이원성은 그때부터는 이원성이 아니라고.
So, if you truly unified with the truth of oneness, then all things becomes very much equal. It does not have any difference, no dualities at all.
불생, 불멸, 인과 봉이라는 이 발 자체가 이원성이라고.
So think about the Sotaesan's expression using the human speech method. The
원래는
truth of neither arising nor ceasing and the principle of cause and effect. He divided, he used to categorize, even though he knew the truth of oneness.
원래는 불생불명과 인과 무궁천 하나라고.
In other words, the truth of neither arising nor ceasing depends on the karmic principle of cause and effect. The karmic principle of cause and effect relies on the truth of neither arising nor ceasing.
근데 강하게 가르쳐 주기 위해서 이원성으로 표현을 한
In
거예요.
order to tell, in order to inform this truth to the awakened mind in a very easy way, he used the dualistic method. 질문 audience에서. The
Yeah,
other
we-
things, I can cover tomorrow morning.
We have limited time. I think we
Just
can
one
spend about
question.
5 minutes for one more question from the live audience. If you have a follow-up question, what being said, explained, please come up with Ellen.
Yeah. Yeah. 그러니까 생각이 없어졌을 때 그 생각이 없어진 것도 의식을 해야 되는지. 오케이. Yeah.
그 단계가 있다고.
Even no thought has several layers or stages.
처음에는 생각이 없어진 상태에서 미세하게 내가 없어졌다는 것을 느끼게 된다고.
When all the wandering thoughts start to vanish on its own, it may have still fleeting thoughts, then you are aware of that. You are aware that awareness is there.
근데 거기서 더 덮인 거란 이 생각 없어졌다는 생각 자체가 없어져 버린다고.
So when you go a little deeper, the thought or awareness that, wow, I am completely free from wandering thoughts, that kind of thought also disappear.
우리 영지와 이렇게 합의가 되면
It means our consciousness become unified with our primal awareness, universal consciousness.
영지 자체에 실연스럽게 아는 그 아는 지가 있다고, 지혜가 있다고.
So our universal consciousness is called the 영지, numinous awareness, numinous awareness. It is the bright itself. It is awareness, pure awareness itself.
아까 말했던 그 단계까지 들어가는 것도 대단히 중요하다고.
So even to reach that stage of no thought is very important and not easy task.
선을 하다 보면 반드시 그 단계가 온다고.
But when you continue to practice, you can reach there.
내가 없어져 버린다고.
So I, not just the wandering thoughts, but our sense of self start to disappear.
이 우주와 내가 하나가 된다고.
Then we become unified with the universe.
그래서 이 의식의 차원이 한 바퀴 바꿔지게 된다.
Then your level of consciousness is transformed into another level of consciousness.
의식의 차원이 한 순간 바꿔지는 그 사이에 있는 거라고.
So the stage between this universal consciousness and the core of our consciousness, when it's a change, so your stage or your question is related with this process.
그렇게 한번 체험을 한다는 것은 대단히 중요하다.
So even when get the taste, when getting the glimpse of that experience is very meaningful.
한번 체험을 하게 되면 그 상태로 계속 돌아가야 된다.
If
계속.
we experience that, it's very easier to experience from the next time repeatedly.
그러면서 한 단계 더 깊은 단계로
Then we
들어가.
go deeper and deeper.
그리고 오늘은 여기까지 하시게.
Thank you very much. Let's say thank you in Korean. Do you know? 감사합니다.
네.
Palms together.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. I have an announcement for our local practitioners. So whenever we hold a silent retreat on our retreat campus, I am very much grateful to you for observing the practice of silence. So when you visit this Dharma hall, please respect that practice that we are doing during this retreat period. Thank you so much. And for our retreat participants, please continue self-guided practice until noon, until your lunch. And if you have signed up for the individual interview, please go find your teacher. Reverend Ji-eun will be in the Diamond House, second floor, and me, I'll be in the conference room. At 2 o'clock in this afternoon, we have nature walk. Look outside. It's very windy, so make sure you have extra layers. Probably hat and mitten will be helpful.
Or you can ask whether they may like some moving meditation here, so you can decide at home.
Yes, let's decide at 2. Page 9, morning prayer song. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day in your presence. Today full of health and with peace of mind. May I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with your grace. Today gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with compassion. Today, making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world. This concludes our Dharma gathering today. Please put your mat not into the closet but against the wall all the way back, and our member Won Shin-sung, Gil, will help with that mat stacking. Thank you, Gil.